Welcome, and peace be with you. I'm Lydia Velasquez, and this is part 2 of Paranormal Activity, speaking the truth of your energy. This is for the collective, but it's also my truth. Where I left off before, I'm going to try to pick up. They basically didn't see you coming. They didn't see you coming. You're coming in your truth. You're coming in your shine. Loving, caring. You are a creature of what you might call positive energy. You're a light. And they can't deal with that. You care about everyone around you. You're turning painful and sad circumstances into positivity. Everything you touch possibly turns into gold. And with human beings, you are a shaman, so you definitely are a healer. That's what you're here to do. You're here to give energy to people that need it. You are here to do Reiki healing. You are here to do all types of treatment in the healing aspects. Your energy is beyond amazing. You can actually, and you have that power, you have that potential. You can actually pass by someone, and that person can be either sick or mentally disturbed or going through a hardship, a pain that they carry inside. And you could be in a store, you could be in a grocery store or a flea market even, and pass by this person and do nothing but come close like this, passing by them. And you will actually give this person the energy that they need to sustain the light that they need to get rid of that. You'll heal them automatically. You are that type of an individual. You give lessons that are blessings to people. You're also here to teach. Now, I'm telling you what 3 people have already told me that I'm here to do. And that's just a quarter of what I'm here to do. I know what I am. I know the powers that I hold. I know the potential that I carry. Now it's my turn to tell you. You are a creature of sight. You can feel when something is coming. You can feel when something is close. You know things are going to happen. You don't know how. You don't know why you know these things, but you know them. You have sight. You are a shaman. You heal. You have a strong ability to heal. You are a seeker. You can dream, and your dreams come to reality. I know I am. You are a person that can, how do I put it without being cruel? Because this gift is a powerful gift. You are a person that can speak not only the truth, but you can speak a curse into reality. I know it sounds crazy. It sounds almost like evil, but it isn't. That's a protection that God gave you. That's a protection that you carry from being a warrior. I'm going to tell you a quick story. And this story is actually in my book, The Unexplainable, which is to come out probably in 2 months. I'm writing out the last chapter, and it has a dictionary in the back, which I have to accomplish, and then it's up for publishing. This story is called In the Wrong Place, in the Wrong Time. Now, I used to be engaged to a police officer. I actually held his Bible, and we used to hang out in Atlantic City, New Jersey, in a place called the Lighthouse. And we used to hang out with a group of females and guys, and most of the guys were either security officers or police officers. And we were in this tavern one night, and I was hanging with my BFF, and you met her, Donna, who just wrote the book, Visions of Glory. And we were all in a group, and at that time, I used to drink, but I've never been a real heavy drinker. I've always been the kind of drinker that I would sip one drink all night long. And I was sitting there talking to my fiance, and I was telling him that I didn't like the female that a friend of ours was hanging with, and that I saw a lot of negativity in her. I didn't feel that she was the type of individual that he needed to be hanging with. And I didn't want him to look at me a certain type of way, but he knew the gifts I had, and I wanted to be humble. I wanted to be careful in the mannerisms that I told him what I felt. And my fiance at the time, he said, well, hon, maybe you should just come out and tell him, because he doesn't understand stuff unless you are like real blunt with it. Like if you come out and say, this and that and that and this, it's in a humble way, or not mean it in a harsh way, in a sturdy way, he's not going to understand it. He's just going to think, you're talking out your neck. As we are talking, our friend comes in with the female that I was concerned about. And my fiance looked at me and says, didn't you just talk him up? And I said, yeah, and there's a reason because of that. So he comes up, and she comes up behind him, and she says, oh, Daddy, can I get the credit card? I'm thirsty. And I'm looking at my fiance, and I'm like, oh my God. And he says, sure, babe. And he gives her his credit card. I'm looking at her while he's talking to my fiance. And she actually ordered not one drink, but 5. She ordered herself a drink, and she, with his card, okay, ordered 4 guys that were sitting in the corner all together, and had the waitress take the drinks over to the guys. Now, I'm scoping this, and I don't know if she noticed that I was scoping it or not, but I was like, he is such naive to this. He's such closed mind to this, and he's such blind to this that he didn't even notice she did this. He probably wouldn't have even noticed it when he got the pay stubs, or the statement. He wouldn't have even noticed that, she had ordered 5 drinks. So she comes back and she throws the card on the table, and I have a drink in my hand, and my fiance is talking to our friend, and she says, oh, I got to go to the bathroom, Daddy, so I'll be back. And I said, I'll join you. And my fiance looked at me like, what the heck? And my girlfriend, Donna, noticed that I said what I said, and she went to get up, and I said, no, girlfriend, I'm going to do this by myself. And she says, I'm not feeling that. And I said, that's okay. I'm good. Don't worry about it. So we end up going to the bathroom. As I'm going into the bathroom, there was stables across one wall. There was the sink and the mirrors on one wall, and then there was an empty wall. And you would come in, and the stables, the minute you came in, you faced the stables. I hear my spirit say, put your back against the wall. So I immediately came and put my back against the wall, holding my drink. Now, if people know me, they know me that I grew up fighting since I was 10 years old. My dad was a sensei and a pastor. He'd pray over you while he mess you up. He was no joke. That little motherfucker was a beast. And he trained us very well. And I was no joke at the time. Now, as I put my back against the wall, I hear my spirit say, place your back directly against the wall and hold your drink with your both hands. So I do what I've always never gone against the grain. So I'm doing this, what the spirit is telling me to do. All of a sudden, one of the guys that she had bought a drink for had come in to the ladies' bathroom. And I said to him, you're in the wrong bathroom, sir. And he said, shut the hell up, bitch. And I said, what? Now I hear my spirit say, don't fight him. Because I'm not afraid of anything. I got no kind of blood running through my veins. I'm just as cold-hearted as can be when you come and approach me the wrong way. So I looked at him as I went to step up like this and hear my spirit say what they say. He picks me up literally by my shirt and he threw me underneath the sinks. I ended up underneath the sinks. And he goes in the stall and he starts, you know what, with her. Now I get up and I hear my spirit say, leave now. So my fiance at the time was looking at, where is she? She's taking too long. As I'm running out the bathroom, my fiance says, what happened to you? Because my drink had drenched me. I was soaking wet from top to bottom. He said, what happened to you? I said, he picked me up and threw me underneath the sink. And he said, who did? I said, the guy she's screwing in there. And our friend was like, what? Now, they're both officers. They're police. They weren't security officers. Donna's husband was a security officer and a bouncer in a nightclub. He was a security officer in a casino, and he would do bouncing at night 3 nights a week. So now he's got his boy behind him and Donna's husband behind the other one. And they go inside. And as my fiance grabs me to take me to the front, he says, stay here with Donna. She's checking me all over the place. And she's like, are you all right? I'm like, girl, I ended up underneath the sink. Like I literally slid. It's like something stopped me. And I didn't hit my head. I didn't hit anything. But at the time, my fiance thought I was having a baby, and I wasn't. I kept telling him I'm not pregnant, and he just wouldn't believe it. He was like overwhelmed with having a kid with me. And he gets up and he goes back. When he took me to Donna, he goes back into the stall, and now the 2 friends that we were with are fighting these guys. Now, one of the guys she was screwing had a gun, and he pulled out the gun, and my fiance jumped him, literally jumped him. As he jumps him, I hear like this loud voice say, get prepared. I don't remember much after that. And I wish Donna was here. I wish I would have brought that story up when she was here, because she tells it so well. She tells that story so well. All of a sudden, my fiance grabs the guy. The gun's up in the air. The 2 other males that we were with are fighting the 2 other males that were with this guy. And the one other male is coming at them with a gun. And all of a sudden, this guy from nowhere, never even knew who he was huge, comes and grabs the guy that's coming at the three of them. Lights turn on. Music stopped. People froze. Like in animation. Like it looked like something like out of a cartoon. It was just so instant. It was just so flabbergasting. There is no other word to say it. I'm getting chills just thinking about it. And as the music stopped, the DJ's like, what the hell? The lights turned on, and all of a sudden, don't ask me how. I don't know what happened to me. That's what happens to me. I get possessed. And I hear this voice say, open your mouth to speak. And I go to point at the guy. Now, they're on the ground. They're on the ground fighting. I mean, fist fighting, like they were tearing each other up. And these are not small individuals. My fiance was 6'3", weighing every bit of 315, and he was nothing but pure muscle. This man lived in a gym. His boys were the same. Big guys. And I point at him and I say, stop. Because he's going to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. Now I'm pointing at him. Now Donna says I spoke a different language. She says I spoke in Spanish first. I don't remember that. I don't remember it. What I remember is what was coming out my mouth echoed. It filled the whole place up, and people's eyes were bulging out of their heads. They were like, what the heck? Like they couldn't believe that I was speaking, because whatever was coming out of my mouth, it filled the whole area. It was like the whole zone was lit up with the words that were coming out my mouth. And as I said, stop, everybody stopped. It seemed like people stopped in their spot. They just froze in their spot. The people that were behind the bar, just their eyes were coming out of their heads. They were looking at me like, what the hell just happened? Donna stopped. Everybody stopped. They stopped fighting. And I said to this man, pointing at him with this loud voice that echoed all over the tavern. And I said, he's going to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. All of a sudden, cops run in. It must have been at least 20 cops run in. And they start arresting everybody. Now, Dan, my fiance, Dan, gets up. And he goes to the bar. He takes the drink and he shoots it down his throat. And he stomps the drink on the table. And Guy comes up behind him. And he looks at me. He says, what the hell was that? And I look at both of them. Now, my fiance's pale as a ghost, and he's a dark brother. Now he's pale. He's totally pale. And Donna said, oh my God, what was that? And I said, I don't know. I don't know what happened. He said, that wasn't your voice. This is my fiance. He says, that wasn't your voice that was coming out of your mouth. The guy that was doing the DJ and the bartender said, who turned off the lights, turned on the lights? And what happened to your equipment, bro? And he says, I don't know. All of a sudden, the music starts. Music started all over again. And he's like, what the heck? Danny said, what was that? I said, I have no idea. He said, what just happened? I said, I don't know. He said, what do you mean you don't know? I said, I don't know. I don't know what happened. The whole ride home, we're going outside and they're arresting these guys. And I'm like, literally, I'm like shaking. I was so nervous. I don't know what happened, what had occurred. That was the first experience that I've had 3 experiences like that. 3? Yeah. 3 experiences like that. Afterward, there was 2 more. As we're going outside, Donna's husband says, I knew it. I knew it. You're not human. He says, you're not human. I don't know what you are, but you're not human. Now we're driving back in my car. My fiance is not saying a word. He's so flabbergasted. He didn't say not one word. Guy and Donna are in the back seat cracking up. They're laughing hysterically. And I'm like in shock. So I'm not saying a word because I'm upset that Danny's upset. And I don't know how to explain myself. Like I just literally didn't know what occurred. I have no inclination to what had happened to me. I can't explain the lights or the music turning off. I can't explain anything. And what had happened to me, whereas if this voice had come out of my body, I can't explain that either. That was a Friday night. Saturday, there was a place called the Wonder Garden in Atlantic City. Saturday, this individual goes to the Wonder Garden and meets up with some friends. I guess he was smoking weed or whatever he was doing, but he couldn't go inside, so he decided to go sit in his boy's Jeep. And someone came by, mistaken him for his friend, and shot him up and killed him. He unalived him. Shot him in the head, shot him all over the body. The next day, it was in the paper. We're at my fiance's house, which was in Pleasantville, and his brother's knocking on the door. Yo, Dan, get up. Guy's on the phone and he's hysterical. And he says, oh man, just tell him to call me back. He says, no, he wants you on the phone now. God's honest truth. And he turns around and he says, all right. And he goes, and you know that they didn't have cell phones back in those days. They didn't have anything but landlines. And he goes and he picks up the phone, and it was a long line, so extension cord. So he's coming with the phone in the room, and you can hear Guy, and he's hysterical on the phone. He's hysterical. What did you do? Where is she? What the heck happened? Put her on the phone. And Danny's pale as a ghost once again. And I said, babe, what's wrong? And he says, oh my God, what did you do? And I says, me? What are you talking about? And he hands me the phone. I get on the phone and Guy's like, what the hell did you do? What did you do? And I see Danny getting up and going to the front door and picking up the newspaper. And I said, what are you talking about? What is wrong with you? Calm down. What is going on? He said, read the front page, read the page, read the front page. Danny comes in with the paper in his hand, and he was pale as a ghost. This man didn't even know how to say anything to me. When I picked up the paper, it said, so-and-so gets hit by bullets, drive-by, mistaken identity, and gets killed. I literally lost it. I didn't know what to say, how to react. I didn't know what to do. I was in shock. He was at the wrong place at the wrong time. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. We have a gift. You have a gift. And take this where it resonates. This is for everybody. This is for the collective that knows that you have this gift. That you cannot in anger, point at anyone. You can't. Because what comes out of your mouth is your guides, your ancestors that were warriors, that were princes and princesses in a past life, and that were nobody to be reckoned with. And they come out. And what you say, what comes out of your mouth, will come to be. It's happened to me twice over. I did it with a friend who had betrayed me. And I told him in the same sense, you're such a two-face. You're such a damn liar. I'm fed up with you. In anger. And I said, you ain't going to know what you've done and how you've done it until they find and point at him and say, until they find your body stinking somewhere. 2 weeks later, they found his body stinking. That spirit actually ended up, and God has a way of doing things that he will not only punish you through that individual spirituality, he will punish you to see that you were wrong. That individual actually ended up in this house, his spirit stuck in this house, and seeing every which way my husband was treating me, because he was treating his friend, his girlfriend, in the same mannerisms. I had to literally take him and send him to the light at one point. And we had done an investigation here, and I had said something to him, and he came out in the apps that we had saying exactly what I had just finished saying to him. So I knew he was stuck in here, and so did my crew. The third time was my husband treating me like crap, stealing from me. I knew he was out there playing with different individuals. I knew he was doing the worst. And I was outside and I got so pissed off. I just everything inside of me just blew up. And I point at this man and I said, that's all right, because they gonna squash you. A tractor trailer is gonna come. And I'm pointing at him. I said, and a tractor trailer is gonna come and squash you like a pea. My neighbor was like, oh my God, Lydia. I said, I don't care. I'm so fed up with him. I don't give a damn. 3 hours later, my phone is ringing off the hook, and I look, and it's my husband, and I'm like, I'm not picking that shit up. He finally calls one of my friends, and they come over, and they're like, B is trying to call you. He's hysterical. There's something wrong. I said, there ain't nothing wrong with him. He said, answer the phone, Lyd. I answered the phone. He said, what did you do? Once again, what did you do? And I said, what are you talking about? He said, a tractor trailer. And I have pictures. I'm going to post this. I'll post it so you can see the pictures. He said, a tractor trailer was coming around the corner and it hit our truck and our dump truck, and he squashed the whole side of the truck. When he came home and he took off his shoes, there was glass all in his boots. I said, oh my God. And Donna says, Lydia, you gotta stop. I says, I get so upset and I get so mad. I just don't realize what I'm doing. And he just brings this person out of me, this warrior out of me. And I can't, and injustice, it doesn't put up with injustice. Whoever does anything wrong to me, I literally can curse them. And that's not all, my friends. That's not all. I am capable of, this gift is so powerful that I realized after a while that I'm capable of doing things that are just amazing.